Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to 2017. Today is Monday, January 2nd. Market is going to open tomorrow, and I want to take a look at just candles. I'm going to do SPY, and that'll give you an overview of the market and give me an overview of the market itself, too. I'm going to start at a higher time frame and drill my way down to a lower time frame. So the chart we have right here is a yearly chart, actually. Looks pretty good. It's definitely to the upside. You could see it's been pretty good since 70, I would say. I don't think it's done yet. It might take a break here. Just basic observation, and the last time we had a red candle here, we went three candles to the upside. Okay, I just want you to take note of that. We have another one right here with potentially three candles to the upside. So for the next 3 years, we could be going up. But that's not always the case. So we just want to, play what's playable and just make the observation of where we are right now. And I'm going to take off this wick here and put this wick here. I'm going to make sure that I have just about everything in line. That's going to be resistance. So I'm going to line it up with this candle from 2 years ago, and you can see that's where we met our resistance this year when we closed out the year, and it pulled back and it did the same exact thing. So no confirmation for more upside yet. This is going to have to break before we come up and tackle this area, but we'll drill it down a little bit more in the time frame so we can zoom in and see what the heck's going on here. That was an interesting break. If we closed under that, then we would be definitely getting ugly there, but as of now we did not, so it looks fairly healthy right now. We just have this resistance from this candle here and this candle here. This was 2007, I believe. Okay, and the last time we came up, had a big move here, met this triple top right here, 1, 2, and this was your third top, and you can see what happened for the following year. Potentially we could be getting this same exact situation here, but once we met this resistance line, we sold off here. So this is the resistance now, and we have to break through this to get up here for a big year this year also. So let's take it down to the quarterly, get a few more candles in here and see what it looks like. Okay, you can see this was the target. Has been drawn for quite some time. You get the three candles right here. So that month, the 3 months right there was that quarter, and run those candles. You can see that's where it was resistance here and resistance here. We'll just take this one out. Actually, we'll pull it back a little bit more. I don't think we can. All right, we'll just take this one out of here for now. But that's where we get this resistance right now, and a good support line right here you could see is this stack right here and this stack here. If any kind of pullback, heavy pullback, it'd be 156 is the lowest, most likely that it would go. But that's just looking at the quarterly. Looking at longer time frames, if we really start failing here, potentially you're going to get down to a trend line, and a trend line could be right here. I mean, we're definitely spread apart. There's no two ways about it, but I guess it depends on how Trump's policies are going to play a role in this market. For now, again, this is the quarterly, so we are looking at a longer term time frame. So it is going up until it's not, and it's just that simple. And right now we are meeting this resistance, so we'll have to see what happens. So let's get this down to a monthly real quick. Bringing it into the monthly, you can see a little more detailed here that you had these candles, same thing, resistance, and once we hit this resistance on that nice push the other day, it sold off pretty nice. It definitely sold off pretty nice, but we're going to have to see if we get the support right here from when you get a breakout from consolidation, see if this holds here right around 215, somewhere in that area. But understand we have lower gaps, which is going to be important to watch. All right, so let's look at a weekly real quick, and you can see a weekly here. We're going to keep all this the same. I'm going to get rid of this just for now because there's no need for that right now, but you'll have those lines drawn on your own chart. So right here is basically what we're looking at. If this breaks, potentially we could come back here because this is our channel from up here to down here. And if that's the case, then it'll be a beautiful trade to the downside. If this holds and we break this, then we're going to go higher based on the other time frames that we were looking at, because this is the long-term resistance. Okay, and if we bust through this, then it's going to scream to the upside. So keep an eye on this. Make sure your lines are drawn. It's an easy trader. Use SPX. The options are much better, or you can join us, and I'll tell you where in just a minute. A couple things that you need to be aware of looking down at the daily here is let's get rid of this and shorten this line up. Sorry about that. Put this right here, and we had already broken this once, which is very important. It's going to act as support right here. You can see where it broke right here, and then it went on an aggressive breakout. The problem I have with that is 9 times out of 10 when you do break a trend line like that, even if it does come up and test a little bit higher, nine times out of 10 what's going to happen is it's going to break, and because it already broke that uptrend and continue to the downside. So right now, if you're playing for the upside, just be aware that if this line breaks because it was this one and this one, then it's probably going to come down and fill this gap right here at about 210 in that area. But use your other indicators to see where your relative strength is at that time. You also have a gap right here at 219, just to let you know, and that's on the lower time frame, so watch out for. So if we break this, we know that we're going to head down here, fill this gap, maybe pop up to this trend line. Right now we reversed our pattern. You can see our pattern was up to the upside. Now we reverse to the downside. Okay, so until this line breaks, we are still coming down. When this line breaks to the upside, then we are coming up and testing this line again. If we break this line, we're going higher. If we break here, look for this area right here to be first, and you're going to get bounces all the way through this too. But this is our new line that's very important right now to follow. We are going to continue to the downside unless this is broken. So just play what you see and see what you play, and that way you can make a lot of money. You never know what's going to happen. We could go up, we could go down, but I just wanted to give you the candle look with some trend lines from the long term to the short term. This is the daily, of course, and you could join us on Skype. Just request me, Matto, Mattostc, and I will add you to our private group. There's a little over 80 of us in there right now. And if you'd like to follow my trades on WhatsApp, just go to milestonecgp.com, about halfway down, and you can follow what I'm doing. I'll be trading pretty great into this coming year based on what the tickers that I will be using. All right, this is Matt over at milestonecgp.com. Have yourself a fantastic 2017. Look for the videos. I will be doing these much more again.